Place, the Artscape Theatre has decided to go ahead with its 14th edition of the Women's Humanity Arts Festival, which will be a series of live and pre-recorded online events taking place this month. With the theme Freedom and Inclusivity for All Humanity, this year will shine the spotlight on South Africa's continuing epidemic of continuous gender-based violence. From the comfort of their own homes, audiences will be able to tune in to watch the performances, as well as tune into a number of Women's Zone podcasts where women writers and their stories will also be celebrated. But to tell us more, we joined via Zoom by Marlene Le Roux, the CEO at the Artscape Theatre. Marlene, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning to all the morning. I just want to say that this was so important that we need just to change our landscape from the actual performances on stage, visual performances and radio. Today we're actually kicking it off with a virtual walk that we pre-recorded, and we're also working with Parliament because Parliament went on to look at a review of the Women's Charter. And in this, we would like also to give homage to Auntie Annie Selinga, and also to all the women like Kertoa, and also to Sarah Bartman and all the sites in Cape Town that women have gone and paved the way for us. So this virtual walk will be on our website today, and I would like to urge everybody and to come to know Cape Town and the women that paved the way for us and the different sites. So this is today that is happening, and then we will have all the podcasts of women's stories about also supporting the LGBTI plus Q community by saying that all of us, we have a right to live and we have the right to be human. So we're all challenging all our challenges in our communities. But COVID-19 was also gender-based violence. It is just came to the surface. So all our programs that we are on our virtual platforms and our radios, one of the wonderful programs that we are putting on, and I would like to urge the listeners to go to our website, www.artscape.co.za, is to watch Sibukasi Jonas, We Are Dying. And it's about 3 women that is engaging with each other, the pain, the brutality that we as women are going through in our homes and be murdered by our loved ones, the people that are dear to us. That is like we are hating each other and we are hating the female body. We would like to say how do we need, our system needs to change. So it's a societal change that needs to happen. We're also engaging with men.
Marlene, about that virtual walk, take us through in greater detail how that will be staged and how people should participate in this walk.
The walk is that we do have different artists at different, like we're starting at the Granary in Cape Town, which was the women's jail. So we will have artists, poets there that will recite a poem, and they will then also give a little bit of a history of women's jail. Then we will move on to a District 6 site. Then we will move on to because of the slave history. Then we will move on the Kertoa sites. Then we will move on to Saraba, move also to Langa, also to look at the sites that were so important for women who have paved the way. So it's about a global and a visual experience that we're going to have, but also very important, also to state what women are going through for centuries and still going through in 2020. So we want to say we have
a global and a virtual experience that many of those who will be participating will immerse themselves in. This year's theme is Freedom and Inclusivity for All Humanity. Take us through what this means and its relevance.
freedom for all and humanity. It's about I don't need to be as a woman, and we also look at women with living with disabilities and everybody living with disabilities. We have with Unmute, who's a professional dance company who caters for dancers with disabilities, and they will have questions and answers to look at the stereotypings for that society still have for persons with disabilities, because persons with disabilities hardly get a job. And we take particular challenge that we have in our communities. The second aspect, we also have young female dancers from jazz
How do we
art
tune
that
in?
tackles the stereotyping of women.
We don't have much time, unfortunately, but just a quick one. How do we tune in?
www.artscape.co.za, our Facebook.
Okay, great stuff. Thank you so much for chatting to us, Marlene. It was a great pleasure. Now, that was Marlene Le Roux talking to us about the Women's Humanity Arts Festival, which will be taking place at the Artscape Theatre in Cape Town this month. She also mentioned, a virtual walk, which will be taking place around some of Cape Town's, some of, the hotspots in Cape Town that people might not have seen. So it really will be an interesting endeavor to shine the spotlight on gender-based violence. All right, let's take a look at some social media responses about us.